Hey guys, Botsun here to give you fine folks a review on a book I just read. This right here is the book that we're gonna be reviewing. Yup, that's the one. Your Watch Turn Your Two Back Die. Your Turn to Die is a young adult suspense thriller novel written by Sue Wallman, published in 2009. Three families have a New Year's tradition to come together and spend some time in an old house known as the Rowshot House. Our protagonist is 15-year-old girl, Leah, who, alongside her cousin Ivy and family friend Jacob, make up their childhood friend group, the Three Amigos.
We're the Three Amigops!
The Three Amigops?
These three friends have a special bond and do a lot of things together, like playing board games, doing makeup, a blood ritual. No, I'm not kidding. They drank each other's blood. Like, what the f? And their main tradition is going up to the attic and making predictions for the future. This year, however, is different, as the Amigops are joined by a problematic new girl named Tatum and shocking news of a body being discovered.
A body?
Buried in the front garden of the Rowshot House for over 60 years. The Amigops and Tatum investigate the body's mystery, Tatum obsessed with turning it into a documentary. And as they do, events start to occur, which mirror the predictions they made last year. Those of which include things such as a car accident, a ghost sighting, a twist of fate, and of course, death. Other characters of the cast include Poppy, Leah's cousin and Ivy's sickly younger sister, Leah's mom and Steve, who is Leah's mom's friend, boyfriend, partner, friends with benefits, I don't know, it wasn't really made abundantly clear. Jacob's parents, Elaine and Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Local boy Evan, son of the man who bought the Rowshot House and who Leah has a thing for. Evan's friends, Kai and Megan. Baz the dog. Alice, the elderly woman who used to own the house and whose sister Rose was the one found dead and buried, and others as well. For what I thought about the book, my opinion on it is that it's alright. The book was an easy read overall. Like, I was able to get through all of it in less than a day. It was interesting enough for me to want to see what happens next, but not much, or rather nothing really big or shocking happens until near the end of the story. It was rather uneventful for the majority of it, and despite the book being called Your Turn to Die, there isn't much death involved. There is the dead body of Rose found, which is from years ago, and there is one death that happens that I'm not particularly happy about. It is a Scholastic book, so I wasn't really expecting that much, but yeah, there's not a lot of dying, nor is there like a death game type of situation, cause that would be stupid. This story is mostly about a bunch of teenagers playing Scooby-Doo when investigating a 60-year-old crime for one half of things, and then having holiday-related or general shenanigans for the other half. An impression that many folks, myself included, got from the book going in is that the book makes you think it's going to delve heavy into supernatural themes, but it really doesn't, despite what the synopsis on the back of the book or the initial chapters may lead you to believe. In terms of the writing, well, for starters, I caught a couple of grammatical errors here and there. The mysteries of the book are split between the old dead body and current events happening to the Amigops. I was more invested in the latter, as the dead body story I felt was a bit old hat and uninteresting, so I pressed on to see what would happen to the characters in the present. There's a lot of detail that went into the writing. It's very descriptive about scenes, locations, actions, etc. But with that said, it can be kind of slow and overall tedious at parts. There's a lot of words on the pages, right? But a lot of it's just kind of uninteresting, so even though I basically just finished reading at the time of this recording, I couldn't give you any specific blurbs I read, nor do I recall any like notable quotes. Nothing really just stuck with me at all, which is unfortunate. Because of this, parts that are meant to be sudden or shocking came off as kind of dull, and I was able to see most of these shocking moments and twists coming from a mile away. There is one plot twist near the end that I didn't see coming, however, it was very season 8 of Game of Thrones, if you get what I mean. AKA sudden character shift that comes out of nowhere and subverts my expectations, but ultimately feels kind of weird and unsatisfying. A lot of the writing is spent talking about characters going to the bathroom or what they're having for each meal, and yeah, it's really exciting stuff. All the time reading about how Ivy's milkshakes bring dead bodies to the yard, you'd probably would rather spend on the mysteries, or to give characters more development. For the characters, I really only ended up liking Jacob and Poppy. There's a lot of characters in this, and in turn, the majority of them are just kind of flat in one note, especially the adults. They're all bland and one note, and really are just there to be the adults, without much to really distinguish one from the other than like who they are in relation to each other, like, this is the person's dad, This person is his friend. This woman's personality is being old, etc, etc. Tatum was kind of annoying, but I will give her the plus in that she does stand out, as she is one of the few characters who does have legit character to them. The main character, aka Leah, I'm honestly pretty whatever about. Like, she's decent, although I felt I couldn't really connect with her. She wasn't that interesting, you know, despite being an MC. I felt like she didn't have much of a presence, I guess. Nor did I really feel the connection between her and the other amigops. As I said, the majority of the cast, both major and minor, felt flat and lacking in personality. Thanosing the cast, or more care in making characters more unique and compelling, would have of course made it a stronger read. Like, we could have had a sexy buff detective who'd be investigating the dead body's mystery. His name is Sohiori. The dialogue, I felt, oftentimes fell into the trap where, rather than sounding organic, like sounding how teenagers actually talk, it came across more like an adult trying to emulate how they talk. Tatum says lol in normal conversation, which had me raising some eyebrows, not gonna lie, and overall it ends up coming across as a bit off. There's some romance in the book too, which really goes nowhere, and could have been left out entirely and nothing would have changed. That's kind of the case for a lot of the stuff in Your Turn to Die. It's a big old hodgepodge of good ideas that don't really mesh well or could have been executed better. The end product is a story that is okay. It doesn't really meet its potential, but it does have moments where Ikimiga shines. The book is intended for readers 5th grade and up. It's definitely more a teens novel than one for adults, and yeah, if you're within the target demographic, it might resonate more with you. For a suspenseful thriller, I think I would actually read some classic Goosebumps books first before touching this book again. I mean, some of the early classic Goosebumps had some legit scary, compelling stories from what I recall, even though they were aimed at kids. Slappy still gives me goddamn nightmares, dude. Bottom line, Your Turn to Die is alright for what it is. Not my favorite book, but maybe worth checking out if you're curious or into the genre. If only there was another story that could use the name Your Turn to Die and have an interesting concept to go along with it. Maybe it could involve a game in which a large group of people are brought together in order to play deadly games until there is only one person remaining. Something like that might actually have some appeal. You mean like Squid Game? And with that, that's about all we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the one and only Botsun. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.